everybody. This is something that one of my friends suggested I do, and it has nothing to do, she doesn't even follow any of the social networks, but we were having a conversation, and she said, you know, this is something people might like. So shout out to my friend Janie Fisher Harrington. She's been my friend for a very, very long time. Anyway, I'm going to do a summer reading list. I was a teacher, and I still consider myself a teacher, so I never like to really say I was. I am a teacher. I feel that I teach in other ways, even if I'm not in a formal classroom. But one of the things I thought that you people might be interested in is different age groups of books. So I've picked out some books that are not only personal favorites, but books that I think are very good to take along on this vacation time. Because you always want to educate your children at least a little bit over the summer. I know it's hard to get them motivated, but I'm going to start off. I'm going to get my glasses over here so that I know exactly what I'm telling you. The first book I'm going to tell you about is, what I like most about it is it's very small, so it's really portable, and the illustrations in here are beautiful. It's called My Treasury of Fairy Tales and Rhymes, and this is for children that you have to read to, that can't read on their own. And this includes teddy bear tales, classic fairy tales, and also poems. But what I love about this book is the beautiful, beautiful illustrations it has. So the kids can also enjoy that. And like, I'll just go through the very beginning for you to tell you some of the stories that are in here. They have the Teddy Bear's Picnic, Hansel and Gretel, The Little Mermaid, The Princess and the Pea, The Brave Tin Soldier, and then they have poems like Is the Moon Tired, Starlight, Starbright. So it's really geared for boys and girls and any child of the age that you have to read to, that they really can't read for themselves at bedtime. And the good thing about it, since it is small and it has so many stories in it, if you're not going to be home for the summer, if you're going to be traveling, or you have a summer home, or you're going on vacation, this is the perfect book. It's small enough to fit in, and it has a variety of stories for different age groups as well. The next books that I'm going to tell you about is for kids that can read to themselves. And I would say it's anywhere between ages 8 and 11, 8 and 12. And it's a series of books called Animal Ark. This is just a couple of them that I have here. There's many more of them. And they have titles like Bunnies in the Bathroom, Kitten in the Cold, Ponies at the Point, and Guinea Pig in the Garage. And they're really, you know, stories of, they teach you how to take care of pets in them. They're worried about like baby pets, and they teach children not only to take care of pets, but you know that animals are wild animals and they're not always domesticated animals that we can take care of, and how that animals' personalities duplicate their own. Because like, for instance, this one with Bunnies in the Bathroom, it's how little bunnies get in trouble, and you know, children get in trouble. So it kind of makes them seem it's not so bad, it's not the end of the world if you get in trouble. But again, I would say it's anywhere from the age of 8 through 11. If you have a child that has yet gone to school, I recommend this great book by Mark Brown. It's called Monsters in the Lunchbox. And what I would do is, as a whole almost lesson plan for them, because kids are nervous, and you start preparing them at the end of the summer for getting ready to go to school. So this is kind of a fun way to say, you know, every day we're going to make your lunch, and we're going to put different things in your lunch that you like. And the beautiful thing about this book is when you open it, it's about monsters, and it's about monsters going to school. So when you open the book, it tells the various things that they put in it. Like, for instance, it says moldy cheese with dirty fingers, roasted bees with extra stingers. So, you know, you might incorporate that to say to your children, do you want, you know, moldy fingers in your lunch? Or what would you put in your lunch? So it gives them a nutrition lesson. It gets them less anxious for school. And it's really also a very fun way to get them a little less upset about going there. And I really, really enjoy the book. And Mark Brown makes wonderful, wonderful books. He's done so many books, including all the Arthur series. So you might like that. Another thing for the older child, especially girls, is this great book. It's called Dear America, Voyage on the Great Titanic, The Diary of Margaret Ann Brady. And it is not an actual girl that was on the Titanic, but it is written as though she was. And she writes it as though it's her diary. It is factual, but again, she herself was not on the Titanic, so don't go searching for her, you know. Logically, she's not really, wasn't a survivor of it. And again, it has illustrations in here at the back of the book of what the actual Titanic looked like, the captain, you know, things like that. So they would really enjoy it. It's written really, really well, and it takes place from the time she gets on the boat until actually what does happen. Okay, and another book I have here is great for teenagers. I have two books that I actually think are great for teenagers. And one of them is Chocolate for a Teen's Dream, which is sort of like the Chicken Soup series. This is written by Kate Allenbaugh, and it goes through various different stories about teenagers. And I think teenagers will enjoy it more because it really focuses on different things in their life. And one of the things she does here in the beginning, she has a tips for teen dreams. And she tells them to like focus on their dream, plot a course that will help you to reach it. It's really a nice life lesson, but teenagers will definitely enjoy reading it, and they won't feel like it's a required reading. And another great book I have here is the Book of Lists for Teens. It's over 200 lists of who's who, what's up, and why not, and whatever. And it goes through things like, I'll open up a chapter here, 15 ways to tell when people are lying. 6 helpful hints for teens on buying cars. 10 ways to stay safe at concerts. Misconceptions about fake IDs. Really pertinent information to teens. It's not only a book that teens will enjoy, but you as a parent, I think you'll enjoy reading it too. So you might even get some conversation out of your teen for a change, and you might even get a little fun with them by going through it. It really, really is a cool thing. It tells them how to make lists. It has a fun part in here about how to raise a well-adjusted parent I can't speak today, instead of raising an adult or a child. And it's ways to fight censorship, ways to stop being bullied. It's got a lot of good stuff for parents in here, but kids will really enjoy it too. And this, I would say, goes anywhere from obviously 13 to 18, although I don't think you're going to get many 18-year-olds to read this. A couple of other good books I have. This is by the author of Wicked. It's called Son of a Witch, and it's Gregory Maguire, and it's what happens after they return to Oz. It's all, again, about the whole series of The Wizard of Oz, but he's the actual author of Wicked and not the Wizard of Oz. It's really enjoyable. Any age group, I would say, over 15 could read this. I loved it. It's really a brilliant storytelling task, and it doesn't have any illustrations in it, so it's not that kind of book. But I think anybody would enjoy it, and it is, of course, by the author of Wicked, who's a great, great Broadway show. I don't know, is it still on Broadway? Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good book also that I read. It's called Summer Sisters. It's by Judy Blume, and it takes place in Martha's Vineyard. It's about two young girls that grow up there, and one of them is getting married and asks the other one to be in their wedding. And she's hesitant about it, and I can't tell you why she's hesitant about it, but it takes place of something that happened to them one time together. And another book for adults that I thought, in case you guys are sitting, you know, poolside and you're watching your kids, or you're just enjoying, like most people do, summer read. This is a great book. I read it a while ago, and I continue to use it as a reference book. It's called The Right of Privacy by Ellen Alderman and Caroline Kennedy, and it is the Caroline Kennedy. And it tells you a collection of all the Bill of Rights that we have as adults and as American citizens, what we have that we can actually use in our lives that we have the right to be part of. And it's really a good reference book, but it's really good reading. So if you can get a hold of that, The Right to Privacy is great. And my last book, well, I have two more. My last book.
This is mine, actually, because you wrote to me. This is mine.
Yes, it is your copy.
Yes.
Okay, my copy is smaller. That's why I picked yours. This is a book that really, since I was a kindergarten teacher, it's been very, very valuable to me. But truly, everybody should read this. And this has been a #1 bestseller forever and ever. It's by Robert Fulghum. It's All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. Uncommon Thoughts on Uncommon Things. And the good part about this book is it's so, so true. And I'll just read you a little bit of the back so you know what it's about. This is truly what you carry on from the time you're in kindergarten to adult life. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. Say you're sorry when you hurt someone. Wash your hands before you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Take a nap every afternoon, and when you go out into the world, Watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. And I don't know an age that that isn't appropriate for. That is the most amazing life lessons of all time. So really, if you haven't read this book already, or if you have read it and it's been a while, reread it. Really a great book. And my last, but certainly not least, it is my absolute favorite book in the whole world. It is The Little Prince, and this is my daughter's copy. I have a copy, it's way smaller, but I wanted you to be able to see it. The Little Prince is an amazing book for many reasons. It's been printed in just about every language you could ever imagine. It's been printed, reprinted, translated, and the beauty of this book is it has all the original artwork in it that was restored. So you have some things like this. Can you see that better? Yeah. And it's just the most beautiful book. You should read it for yourself. You should read it for your children. You can even read this to teenagers because there are some really amazing life lessons in this book. And as we know, it just starts off with a little boy. And he's a pilot stranded in the desert, and he meets the little prince. So by all means, it's a classic that will capture your heart forever and ever. And that's my summer reading list. If anybody else would like to know any other summer books that might be a good idea for any particular age group or your particular child, please reach me on any of my social networks that will be listed below, and I'll be happy to even customize a book list for you, your child, a niece, a nephew that may be coming to visit, even elderly parents, grandparents. I'm an avid reader. I have a collection of probably thousands of books, so if you'd like me to do that, I would certainly like to do it, and if you'd like me to do it again with just other books that may not be a summer reading list, please let me know. Thank you.